There you are. Hey there, cutie pie.
You don't look so good, Mom.
Nothing a big ol' hug and kiss from you won't fix. Open up now, like a good girl. That's it. Come on now.
Do it for Mom and Dad.
What's going on, guys? Bart here with Tully Television. I want to thank all of you for stopping by, liking, commenting, sharing, all that beautiful YouTube stuff. The march to 500 subscribers continues, because only together can we go straight to the moon, baby. However, we are getting into another spooktacular movie review. I was going to say dedicated. Yes, actually dedicated to Smokey Bishop, our editor, our friend, our brother, my fellow baby oil aficionado, Smokey Bishop. He requested this. He requested it, and I'm here to do it for the American people. But yes, we're gonna get into a movie from the Evil Dead franchise, and it is called Evil Dead Rises. It came out April 21st, 2023. Um, Stars Maribah Pease as Teresa, Richard Crotchley as Caleb. Crotchley! Sounds like a Harry Potter character. Anne Marie Thomas as Jessica, Lily Sullivan as Beth, Noah Paul as Bruce, Nella Fisher as Cassie, Gabrielle Echols as Bridget, Morgan Davis as Davies as Danny. Bruce Campbell has a voice cameo in this movie as they're listening to the record that kind of came with the book. And Alyssa Sutherland as Ellie. Now, I know this seems like a lot of characters initially, but the first three characters I mentioned are primarily in the beginning of the movie. We see a couple and a friend of the girl at some cabin, lakeside, little getaway here, and it seemed like the friend was, well, the girlfriend was not feeling well. The friend went up to go check on her, and it ended up that she was possessed, and offed the friend, and then offed the boyfriend, and then and then she got done with. So that's how the movie opened. And I will tell you that the opening of this movie will let you know how gory and bloody this movie will become. If you're really into the the stabbies and the slices and the dices and the slashing and the hashing, the hash slinging slasher, if you're into that, this movie is definitely for you. As far as the blood factor, all that stuff, it's on a 10. Okay, just so you know exactly what movie you're getting into. If you're not really into those bloody horror movies, right? This may not be for you, and that's okay. For me, though, I thought that this movie was really good. Really well done as far as the effects and stuff are concerned. Now, in some some parts you can tell it's CGI with certain things because, um, like there's a thing at the end that I'll get into and I'll explain then what I mean by the CGI. But in an overall practical effect and CGI effect, I thought that they did this movie really good. The effects were good. The acting was good too. I didn't have a problem with any of the actors or anything like that. It didn't really, um, outside of the stupid people making stupid decisions in horror movies, that you make fun of. But as far as all the characters, I did have like some sort of feeling or connection to and stuff like that. But basically, then what happens after that initial lakeside murder scene? We pick up with Beth, who finds out she's pregnant and goes to her sister's house to kind of recoup and um, kind of just tell her what's going on. And it seems like that this is a constant thing that happens. Beth will always go and try to have her sister Ellie save her or take care of her when she F's up or whatever like that. Um, Throughout the movie, when Ellie is possessed, she keeps calling her a groupie, SLU, I see you. Um, Slut. I don't know. I guess I can say slut. I don't know. Am I allowed to say that? Uh, don't get mad, YouTube. I don't know. But when Ellie gets possessed, she kind of calls her that throughout the movie. Sometimes a groupie slut. So she might have gotten pregnant by some band that she was following. I guess across country. Uh, what a what a life to live, man. I guess I don't know. And then that's when we meet Bridget, Danny, and Cassie. Cassie is the baby of the family. She's around 10 or 11 or something like that, 10 to 12. Bridget seems to be about 15-ish, 16-ish in the movie. And Danny's maybe about that age too. I can swap them out. Maybe he's one 14 or 15. The other's like 15, 16, whatever. And so we get to meet the kids and Ellie. And, what winds up happening is that when the Beth shows up, the kids go out to go get some snacks or something like that, pizza, whatever. And there's an earthquake. And the kids, while they're out as the earthquake happened, came across this book. Now, in the Evil Dead franchise, there's 3 separate books that are bound by flesh and inked by blood. Okay. Now, um, I don't want to mistakenly say what book was in the Bruce Campbell movies, and I don't know what the second book would be either at all, and where that may have showed up in. But the book in this movie, because this is a standalone movie, connected to the Bruce Campbell movies, but not indirectly. Like, it's not a direct sequel. It's not connected in any sort of way to that degree of Bruce Campbell's greater story in the Evil Dead franchise. But this particular book, this particular movie is standalone, and the name of the book is called Naturum de Monto, meaning Book of the Dead. My Latin is a little lacking, so I apologize for the pronunciation. Naturum de Monto. And that is the book that is discovered in the rubble of a wall that crumbled near where they were at. Danny grabs the book and brings it home thinking that he can sell it to help mom with money. But Bridget didn't like how it looked or how it was making her feel. And as she tried to grab the book from Danny, Danny got scratched and a drop of blood fell onto the book, activating the eventual possession of Ellie. Now, as Ellie starts becoming possessed. Her neighbors try to help and stuff like that. Darkness and this weird growth is growing across the building and stuff. People are becoming affected. Everything's like you're losing power and stuff. The elevator's going out, and it becomes more and more grim for this family and the neighbors involved as Ellie's possession grows worse and worse and worse. She cannot be stopped. Her thirst for violence will not be quelled. And she eventually starts going after her family. And it's up to Beth to protect her nieces and nephew and to try to maybe save her sister from this possession. But as time goes on, we realize that's probably not going to happen through various injuries to the kids, to Beth, to even the possessed Ellie. Things look really dire when they were able to lock Ellie out of the house. And as they were watching what she was doing to the neighbors, not even a child was off limits. And when it's just kind of that she took a kid out in this. So if that's another thing that's triggering for you as a viewer, I get it. When I watched the original Pet Sematary, my mother wasn't big on what happened to the son in that movie. She stopped watching. But back to here. So at one point, Cassie, the little one, is looking at the peephole and, it sounds like the mother and looks like the mother. She was trying to convince Cassie to open the door, and she did, and she was able to get her way in. And then unfortunately, Bridget got possessed as well. And so now they had unfortunately, Cassie had to do, it wound up taking her out inadvertently. But that didn't stop her from keep coming back and keep coming back. Now, at the end of the movie, we get Cassie and we have Beth left. Danny's gone, Bridget's gone, Ellie's gone. They're all possessed. And what winds up happening, and then the neighbors out in the hallway. What winds up happening is that this demon, this entity, makes all the bodies combine together to go after our two lone survivors. They make it to the garage, and they can't get out of there because when they're about to go, the tires got flat, and then the entity, the amalgamation of everyone, is there. And the final kill, which is why I say with the CGI, you can tell a little bit with the CGI, they're in this like wood chipper, the body of all these dead bodies. And Beth finally is able to push with the chainsaw, the classic chainsaw, the body, the monstrosity through the wood chipper. And you can kind of see the faces being CGI because you really can't do that practically in real life because there's no coming back from certain effects. And that's not an effect in real life, right? But yeah, so those things you had to use CGI for, obviously. But and then it's basically Beth and Cassie are able to escape. At the end of the movie happens, and there's this little credit scene where this woman goes into the garage and notices kind of the car and the destruction of the car, and then you see the entity go towards this person that had nothing to do with what was going on, but setting up a possible sequel to this movie. I will give this movie definitely an 8 out of 10. I enjoyed a lot of the death scenes. Uh, I enjoyed the story. I'm not gonna lie, I haven't watched all of the Evil Dead movies, and I'm really not up on all of the Evil Dead lore, but I did learn some stuff watching this movie about the lore, and from Smokey Bishop himself, letting me know where this stood in the grander scheme of the movies. This definitely has made me want to go back and check out. I remember watching the original one. I always thought that was super dope. But I think I might go back and rewatch that and then rewatch the sequels that came along. Just to kind of brush up on my knowledge of this franchise has made me want to definitely learn more again. And, you know, Bruce Campbell, how can you go wrong with that guy, man, right? Funny as heck. Great talent. But yeah, this movie was well done. I thought it was well done. It was very well put together. You could tell that there was some money put into it, some effort put into this, and I think if you're looking for a horror movie for this season, this is it. This is one of the ones you can put on your list. That's my thoughts on it. You let me know what you think down below. And until next time, peace, lookums.